Oh, I am ready for today, my friends, because of this. What's going on, guys? Chaseontwowheels here for another First Ride, and today it is super special. In front of me, I have the 2023 CFMOTO IBEX 800. If you guys are fans of the show and the channel, you saw that the other day we went up to Northeast Georgia Motorsports and picked up this absolute beauty of a motorcycle. Shout out to those guys for getting us this bike. Now, today we are doing the first ride on it. If you guys have never seen the IBEX 800, it's been out in other countries called the 800MT from CFMOTO, but here in America it is called the IBEX 800. IBEX being a fun little goat, so that's kind of cool. So today we are doing a first ride on this GS looking multi-strata amalgamation of a motorcycle, but it's a first ride. So first we gotta see what it looks like and we gotta see what it sounds like. Alrighty guys, that's what it looks like, that's what it sounds like. Now before we get started, this video is supported by our website, wbrgarage.com. It's where we build motorcycles into dream bikes and give them away to the people that support the show. That's you guys. Top link down below if you want to win the bike that we're currently building. We're building a 2018 R6 into an R6M. It is going to be incredible. If you guys want to get all the stuff, you can go to the website and get a membership. That'll get you points automatically. Or if you just want to buy some merch, that'll also give you points. Everything is calculated behind the scenes on the website, so all you got to do is go over there, grab whatever you want to grab, and you could be walking away, keys in hand, to a brand newly built R6. Thank you for all the guys that support us over on wbrgarage.com. We'll see you over there. But speaking of brand new motorcycles, we've got this one to ride. I've already got my quad lock installed on there. I just used the handlebar mount, fits perfectly. If you guys don't know, we love quad lock here. It's the only way to have a phone mount. I truly would not trust my phone to anything else. All right, guys. 2023 CFMOTO IBEX 800 Model T. Or the T model. 800T, I guess is what we'll call it. It's an adventure bike. We got to stand on it. Adventure bike style. Foot on. Swing over. Foot down. Alrighty, guys. Got the bike up here. And I am 5'10". I got a 32-inch inseam. And if the pegs weren't where they were, I could probably flat... Actually, if I press down, I can just barely flat foot, but only just. It's not even comfortable doing that. So I've got my tippy toes on. Let's get the bike cranked up. Check out the on-screen. How cool is that? Pretty neat. Got this awesome TFT dash going on. Okay, so 2 modes, rain and sport. I'm going to show you guys real quick while we're stopped how to do the mode changes, because I think it's kind of dumb, but it is what it is. We hit the set button, right? Brings up the info. A lot of cool info. Now we hold the top button, changes to that. Now we can hit set to go into drive mode. We can hit set to go into sport, and then arrow to go down. That's how you change the modes, and it's also how you control the heated grips and the heated seat. I'm going to talk about what I feel about the controls. I feel like there's a better way to do that. We'll talk about that later in the video, though. And we're going to get out of the controls. We're going to go back to that regular TFT dash. We're going to start in rain mode, and we're going to get this video started, boys. Woohoo! God, this is so damn exciting. I cannot even stand it. Guys, if you're a motorcycle fan and you are on Discord, make sure to check out our server. We got plenty of motorcycle stuff going on our Discord server. It's full of motorcyclists just like y'all. Check it out. It's a good time. Speaking of good time, I don't have traffic. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go, baby. Oh, wait. I need to be calm. I need to be calm. You're brand new. You have like 10 miles on you. And it's mine. I ain't trying to ruin you. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty, guys. 2023 CFMOTO IBEX 800T. To start out, we are looking at a motorcycle that is derived from KTM's 790 Adventure. And when I say derived, I believe the frame and the engine are the same. Everything else has changed and specific to CFMOTO. So just powering this thing, we have KTM, which we all know, very powerful. Power-wise, looking at 95 horsepower and I believe 52 foot-pounds of torque coming out of this parallel twin. All right, guys, it's the first ride. Let's talk about body position. This is the T model, and one of the things the T model comes with is a heated seat. We do have that here, and very comfortable. Seat is super wide, and I love the amount of soft/firm it is. It's very comfortably soft, but not too soft. I absolutely love the seat feeling and how wide it is. My legs are just a slightly back. Very comfortable body position. My upper half, what is this thing? Ferrari. My upper half is up, and I would say 1% lean forward. And my arms, my handlebars are actually in a really comfortable position right now. I like where the handlebars are at, but this being an ADV bike, I do imagine I'll need them up a little bit for when I stand up, but we'll have to test that later down the road. Right now, today's only an on-road test, so that's what we're focusing on. But everything body position wise, super comfortable. I actually love this. I could ride like this all day, which it's an ADV bike, so I should be able to do that. Let's talk about what the T model gets you real quick, because I'm using all the stuff and I don't want to forget to tell you guys. So this bike does come in an 800S and an 800T. The S is the, I guess S stands for Sport. It's the base model. But if you upgrade to the T model, you get heated grips, you get a heated seat, you get a quick shifter up and down. As you guys can see on my dash up here, I have 2 USBs here on the left. And then on the other side, I've got a 12 volt. And probably the biggest deal, especially visually, you get is the alloy wheels, these gold wheels that are like iconic to the look of this bike right now. You get those, and if I didn't mention, you get a quick shifter up and down. A lot of stuff upgrading to the T model. I imagine the most of you guys that are really looking into this are probably going to get the T model over the S model. But if you're trying to save some money, the S model is obviously a little bit cheaper. All right, so guys, currently on the street, you guys probably know, but ADV bikes slay city riding. You got this super wide handlebar. It gives you so much control of this bike. I have had no problems just maneuvering this thing all over the place. And with a wet weight of 509 pounds, it's not the lightest bike, but the weight is positioned in such a controllable way that I've had no problem just playing around and doing whatever I want. Going side to side is effortless, but you know, ADV bikes are almost as a category like that. They're very easily controlled, and they're a pleasure to ride. You'd be shocked how much maneuverability you can get out of an ADV bike, and the IBEX 800 does not fall short in that category at all. So I have been in rain mode this whole time, and I do feel like the bike is a little neutered down. So I'm going to change it into drive mode sport, and we are working through the menu here. All right, we are now in sport mode. We can go all the way out. That's okay. That's the KTM feeling. There was something missing. There was a gruntiness that I knew I should have, because I've ridden the 790 Adventure before. I've ridden the 790 Duke. Those platforms are absolutely beautiful motorcycles, so I was like, there's some KTM DNA I'm not feeling, and that was it. Which is good. Rain mode should be pretty neutered down. That's what we expect out of rain mode. I don't trust these cars, though. Oh, hell, let's see what happens. That's what I wanted. Sport mode, my love. I found you. Oh my goodness, that's the feeling you want out of a KTM parallel twin. And I'm still breaking this bike in, which is nuts. It feels like that, and I'm in the break-in period. How great. So guys, as far as power goes, I don't think anybody's gonna look at this bike and feel and think it's underpowered. Can I squeak through all that? I can probably squeak through all that. There we go. Opportunity. Oh my gosh, this bike feels so more put together in sport mode. Man, I mean, good for it. Rain mode should be way tamed down, but the feeling difference you get and how the bike is reacting to that power input in sport mode is such a good package. I love that so much more, even for city riding. Speaking of city riding, guys, this thing's phenomenal so far. So we are coming up here on the highway, and I know I have a quick shifter. It is up and down, but the bike's brand new, so I'm trying to use it only when I really need to. But we got the highway coming up, so we are going to see what a 800cc or 799cc parallel twin can do on the highway. You know, adventure bikes are just big touring bikes that can go off-road. So, hypothetically, it should be amazing. Oh, by the way, when I was installing the quad lock, I noticed that all my quad locks came with stickers. And look, it says Chase the Horizon. That's like a quad lock decal. And I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. My name's Chase, and this is my adventure bike that I will hypothetically be riding into the horizon. So I was like, Quad Lock, you deserve that decal to be right up front. Look at that product placement. As if the Quad Lock's not already there. Man, I am so damn excited. This first ride is so hard to do for you guys. I hope you can appreciate it. I have not ridden this motorcycle other than riding it home or to the shop from picking it up. And I haven't ridden it because I want to experience this with you guys, but my jaw is starting to hurt because I'm just smiling so much. All right, let's get on the highway. Let's do a 40 to 80 pull. And let's see how a big touring bike is on the highway. It's only got 90-something horsepower. Like, what is it, 95? So it shouldn't be crazy. But, I mean, also, who the hell needs 95 freaking horsepower? Let's try to get ahead of everybody so I'm not as big of an asshole. All right, guys, 40 to 80 pull. Hope you're ready. I think we're gonna start in second. On your mark, get set, go. Good God! And that's 80. Holy smack! Oh my goodness, sport mode is a whole nother thing. That's that KTM blood. I feel it. All right, gotta stop. You're reviewing a motorcycle. Chill the hell out. Chill the hell out. All right, guys, we are here on the highway with the IBEX 800. So we do have the windscreen in the top position. Let's see where the wind hits. The wind is going straight over my head, but I am noticing a lot of wind hitting on my shoulder blade area. Is this bike whistling? I can't really tell. So guys, yeah, the wind's hitting on my arms and on my shoulder, but my body has like no wind on it. That's doing a phenomenal job. Power-wise, here on the highway, we're in 6th gear. We've got so much power left in the tank that we are just not even tapping. But I don't really see myself getting on the highway and doing crazy, stupid stuff. I feel like it has an adequate amount of power. No problem there. I also feel crazy stable on the highway. Part of that might be that it's blocking so much of the wind from me, But yeah, I'm chilling here, and we've got a very windy day today, and it's able to cut through the wind no problem. Let's see what's up with the cruise control. All right, pushing it to activate it, or pushing it over to turn it on, then activate it at 80. Okay. I do feel like I hear the bike whistling or something. Anyway, cruise control's working totally solid. And to disengage, we go forward. Oh, we can't go forward. Oh, interesting. So how do you turn it off? I assume the brake. Okay. I don't like that. I really think that that throttle needs to somehow disengage cruise control. The only ways to disengage cruise control, it seems, is either turn it off, the front brake or the rear brake, or I imagine the clutch. Let's double check that. Yeah, the clutch turns it off. So you've got multiple ways to turn it off. I will knock the bike a little bit. I do feel like that needs to be throttle driven, or it needs to have an option to be throttle driven. I do appreciate that the cruise control is on the left side though, so I'll give them that. Overall, phenomenal showing here on the highway, as if we expected anything different from this thing. Solid job, especially a bike that you can get all that luggage for and everything. All right, let's get her leaned over and let's see what she feels like. We are still in sport mode. Oh, we got a good turn today. Oh man, yeah. Adventure bikes will shock every single one of you guys, because you're gonna throw it over like you would a super sport, and you're gonna still feel comfortable and then rail a turn on these things. They do such a good job, and the KYB adjustable suspension on this thing did not let me down there at all. All right, guys, let's check out what the guys in the camera car think about the IBEX 800, thanks to our buddies over at Cardo. Oh my God, you guys are so stupid. The guys have been ready for me to get an adventure bike for so damn long, so it goes without saying they're stoked for me as well. Also, if you guys want to get the best Bluetooth unit for motorcyclists, it's Cardo's. We got a 10% discount code in the description. Go check it out. Save yourself some money on a Cardo. They're amazing. You will not regret it. All right, guys, let's talk about power delivery on the IBEX. Man, you put this thing in sport mode and get ready, because you are going to have an eat grin just numbing your dang cheek. The sound of the stock exhaust sounds great. The engine is just a really fun engine. It's got a really good amount of torque. It does taper off when you get higher in the revs, and that's not an area that you really ride an adventure bike, but you get that grunty pull of power. Damn, it doesn't really taper off that much. Thank God I have a slipper clutch on this thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, everybody that buys this bike is going to ride it in sport mode and only occasionally put it in rain mode. And the power is so fun. And this bike is in break-in period. Once it gets done breaking in, it'll be even stronger. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right, guys, let's talk about the suspension. Suspension is great. And it's fully adjustable. I can adjust it to however I want. You know, an ADV bike has got to have a decent suspension. CFMOTO has definitely supplied that here. Now, the quickshifter up and down, it definitely has it. And right now, I do wish the quickshifter was a little smoother. It's a little harsh. When you use the quickshifter, you don't get a very smooth feel in the pedal. But the bike does shift smoothly when you actually shift. It's just the pedal that I wish was smoothed out a little bit. Now, braking wise on the IBEX 800, let's see, let's give it some. And by give it some, I mean take some away. Oh, that is that nobody's gonna need more brakes than that. I was a little worried when I saw that there was like the Chaseontwowheels brakes, because I'm not super familiar with those. What's interesting is now that we got the IBEX 800 in, I actually noticed that the Zero DSR-X that we have in the shop right now also has these Chaseontwowheels brakes, and I'm like, are those like Chinese Brembos? Like, what is happening? They work incredibly well. I've got no problems with them. And I was actually really impressed with the suspension just there. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed in the footage, I just laid on the front brakes. And the bike dove only a slight amount. That's pretty impressive. A lot of the ADV bikes that I've ridden, they have a lot of front dive when you lay on the brakes. Not much here, which very impressive. We love that. As you guys can see, I do have my heated grips on. I don't have the heated seat on because when I was riding the bike to Mountain to do the first ride, I had this heated seat on level 1 and my ass was burning. So I had to turn it off. As you guys can see on the dash, it's 71 right now. It's an absolutely perfect day to be riding. So heated grips and seat, not really something we're going to vastly need right now. But come wintertime or when it's a colder day or riding this thing to the shop in the mornings, when it's like 40 something, that's going to be an awesome thing to have. So guys, let's talk about the cluster up here. Now, the buttons are relatively small. We do have a decent amount of stuff going on over here. We got the fog light button. If we press that once, our fog lights come on. The bike actually comes with fog lights. It's really cool. All the buttons work really well. You get a tactile feel. The only feedback I'll give on the buttons is I wish they felt more button-y. So right now, every button basically over here, when you press it, you feel a little rubber-y. And you get a little pushback on the button. I would rather get just a solid click instead of a gummy push. I'm not a huge fan of that. At the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. The place I do care about it, though, is the turn signal. When I have that kind of mushy feel, it doesn't give me a solid feel that I disengage the turn signal. And I've got a medium glove on right now, but if I had a winter glove on, I don't know how much I'd be able to feel. Don't have any problem with the starter. Mirrors are actually pretty decent. I don't think I would replace them at all as of currently. But, you know, I'm going to have the bike. We'll see. No problems with them initially, though. The windscreen, it is super cool that it's adjustable, but you have to independently loosen both of these side things. Then you can move it, and then you have to tighten it, which basically means you cannot adjust the windscreen on the fly, which kind of sucks. It's not a huge deal. It doesn't annoy me at all, but it was one of those things that it would be nice if that mechanism was weighted and I could just do it with one hand. But having to loosen both of those, it is what it is. On the dash, we have an awesome dash here. Tons of stuff up here. I've got nothing bad to say about the dash. It's TFT, it's big. All the information is laid out really well. You can customize the dash. My only issue with the dash and the controls in general is that to get to both the heated grips, the heated seat, and the drive modes, I have to do a lot of button pressing, and that's on a motorcycle that has an up and down arrow, and those arrows don't do anything if I'm not in the menu. So what I really would love CFMOTO to do is maybe give this bike a firmware update to where when you hold the down arrow or you hold the up arrow, it takes you directly into the drive mode. It would be far easier for me as a rider to get to that. Or if you want to just skip all that, double tap the up arrow and it changes your modes. I just wish I could change modes on the fly and not have to be going through the menu. That stuff gets dangerous if I'm doing that while I'm riding. But guys, we're going to pull in here and do a little walk around of the IBEX 800. Another weird thing that we noticed on the camera car run of this bike, we were on a phone call, which is kind of neat. I've got the CFMOTO app on my phone. I can see that I'm having a conversation with somebody on the screen, but if you're talking with somebody and your phone is connected and you've got a Bluetooth device and you can see the conversation, you cannot access your settings menu while you're on a phone call. It's very strange. You have to hang up and then go back, which is odd. All of these are software issues, but one of the cool things about this bike is that because you can get I normally am never talking so much when I'm here. Because you can get the CFMOTO app, and the app connects to the bike, you can actually do over-the-air updates to the bike via your phone. Really freaking cool. I don't know if I've seen that yet, and I absolutely love it. Let's check this brand new baby out. There it is, guys. 2023 CFMOTO IBEX 800T. These are the wheels that I was talking about. These beautiful spoked wheels. They look fantastic. Those brakes. Got no problems with these things at all. I don't know who these guys are, but no problem. Even got a skid plate installed stock, which is cool. Look how big the fog lights are. And they're kind of built into the plastics, which super cool. That's the look, kind of a medium-sized ADV bike. It's not too big. I will give it does look really big just from this general area. But riding it, oh my gosh, it does not feel like it's big at all. This rear rack does not come stock on the T model. CFMOTO went ahead and installed that for me from the dealer. I don't know why, but cool. That's an option you can get on their website. But we've got a lot of other CFMOTO goodies we're going to be installing on this thing. We've actually got them at the shop and they're ready to go. This is the power plant that you guys will probably notice. That is from the KTM 790 Adventure, as well as the frame. You don't really get to see a ton of the frame. You can see a little bit of it here. Phenomenal looking bike. I love the way this bike looks. It's got the little mini beak here, which is kind of interesting. Without a really big beak, it does have a pretty huge front fender. I'm really interested to ride this bike in the rain and see how it does with the rain. Like, you know, the water coming off the tires and stuff like that. And actually, while we're not moving, let me go ahead and show you guys. I'll do it from the driver's seat so you guys can tell. So we've got the windshield in the highest position here. So you have to loosen these by rotating them towards you, and it'll fall down. Not the most sleekest way to do it, but, you know, it works. What else about this thing? We've got the 19 in the front, 17 in the rear tire-wise. Exhaust is what it is. We've got a new exhaust coming that I'm super excited about, but this bike sounds good just stock. ABS, it has both ABS and cornering ABS, which is freaking awesome. And chain-driven center stand. We got a center stand on it. Here, I'll show you guys. Just get it to the ground, step on it, and boopity-boo. Your bike's on a center stand, which is cool. If you're out on the trail or something like that, you can actually do adjustments to the bike while on center stand, which is really neat. So guys, yeah, that's the 800T. Look how big this rear seat is. I'm gonna have to get my wife on here and try doing some two-up stuff with her. She'll have a great time with so much seat. And so much seat for the rider as well. But anyways, guys, that's the IBEX 800T. I'm going to grab my phone off my Quad Lock. Shout out Quad Lock if you want 10% off. There's a description link for you. But I'm going to do some vertical content. If you guys aren't following us over on Vertical Places on Instagram and TikTok. On Instagram, we're at C2WPics. And on TikTok, we're at Chaseontwowheels. I'm going to film some content, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, that is it for the vertical content. So, a couple things that we got to do before we end this video out. We got to do a steering stem lock test, and then I got to decide if I'm going to purchase or pass, which may or may not be a spoiler depending on how much you're listening. I didn't mention to you guys earlier, but if you hit the set button, you can actually go into all your info. So here we got battery voltage, we have oil temp, range to E, we've got tire pressure monitoring, then we have trip. As you can see on the odometer, we have 110 miles, 100% of that has been us. No warnings, there's our software and hardware versions. You have a maintenance requirement, which is cool, and you can hold up and you can go to, that's your drive mode and the heated settings. You've got GPS, which is really cool. It works with the phone app. A lot of cool stuff in that dash. CFMOTO's slaying the dash game. All right, we're in first. Steering stem is locked. Phenomenal freaking. It ain't Papio level. The Papio did a U-turn inside the same parking spot, but these adventure bikes, I know online you guys are probably looking at them and they're like, man, those bikes look big and intimidating sometimes. But you get on one of these and you just start riding And these bikes are so compliant to just go over and do whatever you ask them to do. It is such a cool riding experience. You guys need to check out the ADV bikes before you just ride them off. They can literally do everything and everything incredibly well. Alrighty, let's go on the IBEX. God, that bike sounds good. And it has a stock exhaust. Blows my frickin' mind. Alright guys, IBEX 800. So let's talk about purchase or pass. Here's the thing. You give me a cost-effective ADV bike, which is hard to find in that space. ADV bikes are so expensive. And this thing is coming in at like, what, $10,300? Phenomenal price for everything you get. You get a KTM-derived engine and frame. You get a TFT dash, ride modes, cornering ABS. There is so many things you get on this bike for an incredibly understanding price. I cannot help but say this thing is a purchase. If you're looking into the ADV space and you don't have, like, bro, some of these ADV bikes are so expensive. You can get this and you can be right up there with the big ADV bikes for what, half the cost? Shocking. I do own this motorcycle. It is in my name. I'm going to be putting a lot of miles on it. So this is going to be one of our first bikes that we're really going to be able to test, like, how does the bike hold up? You know what I mean? So really looking forward to seeing what happens in the future with this bike, especially with it being an ADV bike. We're going to be putting it through its paces. Now, as far as who I think would be best for this motorcycle, I guess you could do a first bike. I do feel like the bike might be a little big for a first bike, but if you know you want to do ADV, you could stick it in rain mode and you have the, you know, kind of tapered down power delivery. So that would help out a little bit, but I don't think I would ever recommend this as a first bike. Maybe as your first ADV bike, I think this would be a phenomenal option. You've got an incredibly fun power plant inside of this thing. It's able to have a lot of fun on the road, which is all we've tested it for today. Now, obviously, with this being an ADV bike build, it is going to be going off-road. So I can't tell you if you should get it or not for off-road use. You guys are going to have to wait, subscribe to the channel, and find out how it does in future videos. But as for right now, for road use and touring, this thing has been phenomenal. And that's going to wrap up my first ride on the 2023 IBEX 800T. I have really enjoyed this thing. Shout out to CFMOTO for giving me an ADV bike. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate the fact that you believe in your brand enough to hand me the keys to this bike and see what happens. Guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. Make sure to subscribe for more motorcycle content. If you got to this point in the video, you're in the outro crew, put OC in your comment. And let me know what you think about CFMOTO's entry into the ADV space. And I'll leave a video at the end that I think you guys will enjoy for another ADV bike first ride. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. You guys ride safe. Make sure to hit that like button. And I'll see you on the next one. Later.